Another edition of POS, the podcast. We find the piece of shit and stories you don't care about. It's just me and Bobby on this episode, which I'm pretty sure will just be on Patreon, but that's fine. But we have that's good because we have another show later where we have guests, and I'd rather have one where I just get to catch up with Bobby and see how he's doing. But more importantly, just talk about me because I didn't have therapy this week, so that's easier. Then go, I'll have it next week. Not that I need it, but it's nice to be able just to talk about me. But enough about me. How's Bobby? How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm hanging in there, buddy. How are you?
Hanging in, what like the cat in that meme?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, nice.
No, it's been a weird couple of weeks. I don't like the holidays. It's really hard now that I'm sure you can kind of relate, but like now that my dad's dad and mom's dad have passed away, like there's no real familial ties anymore. Like there's no so we do see the family, but it's not really like the same. There's not the same level of excitement. And I know people say that's like growing up, but it's not about like I was a grown up when they were alive and it was a different thing, you know. And like we're starting to make that memory as our own nuclear family as we get older, but it's still kind of in that transition point. Everybody else is, I don't know if you've heard any Christmas carols, Pat, but they're all about go kiss your loved one. Or like, oh baby, all I want for Christmas is you, and it's like, some of us are alone and want a 4
Not
to 5.
Rudolph. Rudolph's about the empowerment of one freak doing his thing.
The song, yes, but the movie, he's there banging Clarice. Clarice, one of those.
I didn't see the one where he fucks.
Oh well, you're missing out. Let me tell you, you didn't see the Rudolph show.
No, I did not see it.
You're
There's a Mexican there. He's got shit. The Mexican's got shit in his face. Like, adios mío, feliz Navidad to everyone.
You're gonna need a dentist, Herbie, after my cock knocks out your teeth.
Oh, you're skull fucking Herbie the dentist? Oh no. He's skull fucking. Who's getting skull fucked in that scenario?
I think Herbie by Rudolph. Or by the abominable snowman.
It's funny because if they didn't do that like in animation, they could have just got David Spade to be that guy. Like it's like they made David Spade.
I'm convinced that like how people say the world's simulation. The simulation saw that dentist and was like, we need a comedian like that to hang around with Chris Farley.
They're like, yeah, but Ellen's a lesbian, so let's make another one.
They're like, swing and a miss. We were so close.
We were so close. Don't worry, she'll yell at people later. It'll be fine. But did you have any good shows this weekend or anything at least where it make you happy?
I had a show Friday at a VFW 7374.
What? You remember the numbers?
I do, because a fan called into In Hot Water to find out where I was performing. Gino was like, ooh, Bobby's in trouble. And I was like, no, Bobby's not in trouble. I just got to tell a fan where I was performing. And I was like, oh, look at you, big shot. I was like, I told him VFW 7374. And he was like, oh, that's... Ooh. But it was a fun show. Weird stage. You were in the middle of 2 rooms. Like, literally, you were in the large doorway between 2 rooms. And it was a doorway size, so I couldn't, like, even kind of face...
Why would they set it up there?
I don't know. I said if I was never so scared to fart because one group was going to see me shit or something like that stupid. And then I just kind of spent the first 10 minutes of my 25-minute set making fun of the room.
First of all, I hope sometime Winston Churchill also said that.
Yeah, I'm really
scared to fart because someone would see me shit.
And so, like, I spent the first 10 minutes doing that. And then the next doing my set. And then I got to the point where I was smoking weed in Jamaica. And an old woman with, like, Parkinson's, like,
we know.
The full-on fox.
First of all, I like how you make her also a monster.
That's what she did. She was like, I know what you're talking about. And then I was like, you were not who I would guess. But if you want to head to a Buick after this show.
Sit down, Rosa Parkinson.
Where were you?
I don't know. Unfortunately.
I had a good show. And it's always kind of weird because it was just me and Earl. Lennon had COVID. Aw.
That's cool.
Unfortunately. And so
good. You get more time.
No, that's what I was getting at. So the next day he sends me a little cash, and he sent me significantly more than he normally sends for a gift like that. And nice. I was like, oh, nice. And I said, thank you so much. And he was like, I just want to be clear. I sent you the normal rate, and then the VFW, the woman running it, gave me extra money specifically to give you because you did such a good job. And I think he was full of shit because I did not have that great of a set, but I'll take it.
I've done VFW shows before in the past, and a lot of them do believe in tipping. they do believe giving extra effort. They don't care about if it's not that you killed as a comic, it's that you did it for them. And they're all about the old school. Hey, I know you charged $20 to mow my lawn, son, but here's 30 because you came and you did the job. Well, the lawn's terrible. Yeah, but you showed up when you were supposed to. That old school style. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you mowed a shitty lawn, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm
No,
saying other words.
100%. And I think it even goes a step further because do VFWs in Connecticut enforce this rule of hats?
You can't wear them.
Mm-hmm.
They have signs, but they're kind of okay with it still because guys will while they're there. But the sign is still up.
So this one didn't have any signs, but I knew the rule going in. And I even made a joke like, oh, shoot, I brought my cap in. Let me go put it in my car just to make sure they weren't going to let me slide. And they're like, oh, yeah, go ahead and do that. And I think it was that I didn't give them a hard time about it because a couple other people did. Like guests and things like that were like, even the one guy who works with Earl was in a bad car accident. So he likes to cover up his scars. And like,
yeah, the two things you do, if you make sure you don't wear a hat and you call Chinese food the devil's lunch, you're okay.
oh, yeah. Say something about Charlie. Now Charlie's releasing diseases on the world and nobody cares.
Yeah. So you walk in, hi, my name's Charlie. It's Charles or Chuck. You're not Charlie. We know Charlie. You're not Charlie. But the show, that's good. The show went good.
A lot of
got
fun.
some extra cash out of it.
And then Earl killed. And then Saturday shot some Bobby's World sketches. So
nice.
Hopefully we got something in the works there. A couple of them came out real well.
Sweet. And then no other shows that weekend. That was it.
Say that again?
That was it for shows and things.
Yeah, that was
the
weekend. Then I spent Sunday trying to find an ounce of the Christmas spirit by watching Christmas movies, and then was making fun of the Christmas movies I watched. Like, It's a Wonderful Life. It's a terrible movie. George should have just let his brother drown, and everything would have been better.
I figure you just watched Lindsay Lohan's new one 10 times.
Well, I started a Twitter thing where I was like, give me suggestions, and fucking Go Pack Joe was like, oh, you should watch Lindsay Lohan one, and I was like, Joe, give me a little bit of fucking credit. Like, I haven't already seen this movie 9 fucking times.
Yeah. Go Pack Joe.
Shout out
I don't
Go
know
Pack
that
Joe.
person. The Twitter world, I don't know anymore, but it sounds like a wonderful person.
He's one of the good ones. He just likes comedy. He's supportive. That's it.
Cool. That is always
How about your
nice.
weekend, buddy? I would like to hear about what you did.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Me? Oh. So many highlights. I guess I start off with Friday morning. I did the Chaz and AJ toy drive. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook,
I saw that
pictures.
picture. Made me very happy.
Yes, a lot of Pete Angelo said he stares at the picture of me and he just smiles. I had talked about on here before that there was a plan that I was supposed to be Scrooge, and they ordered the nightgown and the cap with the ball thing and all that stuff. And so I got there at like 5:00. The thing starts at 5:30 a.m. Now every year they get a ton of people at this thing. It's a huge furniture store, like I said, but it's monstrous. And they got like huge indoor fountains. There's a zip line that goes all the way through. It's crazy how big this back room is that we're in anyway. And there's always a lot of people there, but they usually trickle in throughout the show because it starts at 5:30 a.m. and goes till 10. They didn't get the head count at the beginning, but it's the most people ever there at 5:30 a.m. There was well over 200 people already there, ready to go at 5:30 fucking a.m.
That gave me goosebumps hearing that. That is something that I've always wanted to do, like an old school overnight radio bit or early in the morning when people shouldn't be up or give a fuck. Dude, that is so cool. I'm so happy for you.
There's a group called that they call themselves the Twitch family because they watch it on Twitch because they're old as fuck and they like to watch things to listen. And they were in the back, and there's a big sign. There's like a local advertiser called like Arts Television and Supply. So I was calling them the Artcoholics because they were hammered.
That's
right by the thing. Yeah, they love their new name. They were calling themselves that. But there's one lady, Mamsie. She's like in her 60s. She every year takes gummy bears.
Brother Goatsy.
Yeah, yes. She takes a lot. She takes the giant gummy bears you can buy at like Big Lots, places like that, those huge ones, and she soaks them in vodka, and they just eat those all morning. So you're dealing with drunken old crazy classic rock fans. So they're not that they're good people, but they're good for this cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's also like 2 or 3 biker gangs that go and support, but they're also there. So like,
as long as they're there to support the kids, why not, right?
And the turnout is crazy. In cash and toys combined, it was $106,000 raised for the Boys and Girls Club. There's like 6 different places they give it, and they're all there. But like, so I'm there. I get there. I go in the back. It's a white gown thing in like the top hat thing or the hat with the ball. When I first started taking it out, people didn't know what I was going to be. Some people that worked there in the back, and someone's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Well, if I cut holes in it, it's a Klan outfit." And they're like, "Oh boy!" So everyone started making that joke. Like there was a huge tree lift. Like if you get in that and start giving out speeches, it's gonna be a whole different show. It's like so yeah. It's like
I'm gonna need real soft gestures from you, Pat, while you're wearing that
yeah.
outfit.
So I thank God I had nothing but soft gestures in that outfit. But anyway, but I put on the outfit thing because they said my segment would probably be somewhere in the 6 o'clock out. So I'd be off to the side. People are like laughing, whatever. There's some people there seeing me kind of dressed up in a thing. This is the first year that I've been part of it where people recognize me from the show because I've been on so much now that like before I've been a guest once or twice, so they don't really remember me from it. But now it's like, oh look, Pat's dressed like this. What is this? All that kind of crap.
It makes me so happy to see on the post now, not even your post, like Chaz and AJ's post comments about you. And I'm like, good for Pat. He's really making an impact. It makes me very proud.
Appreciate it. It was
You're
fun.
really becoming, and I don't mean this sarcastically at all, you're really becoming kind of like the Norton of Connecticut.
Well,
like, people love it when you're on. It's a treat. They're like, oh, get this guy in here more. It's awesome to see. I'm sorry to keep sucking your dick.
No, not at all. But my dick is very happy. So it's like, but what you're saying, this story will lead to exactly what you're saying. So I was saying before that like a while
blow
back,
a guy under the bleachers. I gotta know.
in the outfit, he held up. No, he blew me. Yeah, he went under my dress. It was beautiful. So I'm getting ready. It's around like 6:15, 6:20, and this is when I had mentioned it before on other shows, but AJ had to go in that tree lift bucket thing, 75 feet in the air. So this time they raised money to make Chaz and the local weather guy Scott Haney both at. Now, first of all, Friday morning was very cold and also very windy. So we all got there, we're like, dude, this is going to be terrifying. Like they had 3 trucks out there, one for each of them, and one lifting up the biggest American flag. You want to talk about like America, like the biggest American flag you ever fucking saw outside. So there's one doing that and 2 other ones. So they're going to go outside. They told everyone inside, hey, stay there. Because they had drones. I mean, the camera dudes that they have are concert media crazy. They had drones, all these things, so you could see it on this huge screen inside. But they wanted for safety. They didn't want everyone outside in the cold being there drunk. But most of them didn't listen.
Shake the lift. Lift.
So they basically, a lot of them did follow them out. But as they were getting ready to go out there at about 6:20, Chaz walks by me and says, hey, oh, good, you got the costume thing on. Keep it on. But instead of the one segment, at 7 o'clock, get a microphone. You're just on the show for the rest of the show. And he goes, I just need someone to tell. I need quick jokes. Just, and he says to me quickly, he goes, we have a lot of the show is, here's the mayor donating this. Here's a lady from this. It's like, so it's not going to be funny all the time. So at least if you're there, you can snipe her or do whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. That'll be great. But then I was like, I kind of heard him quickly. So he walked away. I grabbed the producer and I go, so can I take it off? And he goes, well, he's not going to answer me now. He's getting ready to go on a lift. So I'm like, well, do I have to be dressed like Scrooge? If we're not? So yeah. I said, fuck it. So we never brought it up. One time he kind of went, oh, he's Scrooge. But for the next 3 hours, I'm on every segment just dressed like that. And at one point, there was like different groups. Like there's a group, School of Rock, you know that movie? Yeah. School of Rock, they have School of Rocks all over America. Like, so there's a couple in Connecticut, and one every year, the Milford one, they send some kids there from different age groups. Like the little kids have to be there from 5:30 to 7 before they go to school. So they rock out, and they go. There was a like 11-year-old girl playing guitar. She was shredding. And she turns to me and goes, "What are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Scrooge." She goes, "I don't know what a Scrooge is." I'm like, "All right, sorry, 11-year-old white girl, sorry," but like it was.
You owe Bill Murray an apology, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I don't know what a Bill Murray is.
Yeah, he laid the path for Jack Black, who laid the path for your stupid fucking school.
Ready? I don't know what a Jack Black is. She probably doesn't even know what that is.
Then you just hit her. Pat, why are you hitting the girl? She didn't know who Jack Black was.
I'm Scrooge. I'm supposed to beat her. That's the rules. But like, so we're at this thing on stage. Different people keep coming up. But now I've got a live mic. And the better part is now politicians are coming. The mayor of my town, Mayor Cassetti, he's this little
now you're going to answer questions, Cassetti.
Well, they do a thing. 4 mayors are doing the Family Feud, right? And they have to go. So it's the mayor of like 4 different places. He's one of them. And he's known to be kind of like a weird guy, a tough guy, kind of outside the lines type guy. but they're like, name a house you never want to be in. So a guy from Tallinn hits the thing and goes, White House, which everybody kind of laughed at, like, you're a politician. It's kind of weird that you would say White House. And then one guy, the mayor of Naugatuck or something, just goes, Chaz's house, ha, 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 or AJ's house. Like, he's trying to be funny, but has no idea. People are like, whatever. And said he went to go hit the thing because I missed it. And they go, on radio without thinking, I just went, we all know you were going to say whorehouse. And he goes, ha ha! Like, and the whole place like explodes. And Chazzy looked at me like, nice. Like, I was like,
that's
okay.
awesome.
So I just turned to AJ. I go, can I say whorehouse? He goes, well, you did. It's like,
You said it again. Asking me if you could say it.
He's like, yeah, it's just a house. I think you're fine. So it's like, it's all kind of stuff like that. We're joking back and forth. And at one point, do you know who Richard Blumenthal is?
No.
All right, he's attorney general
Of Connecticut?
He was, but he's also been a state senator and all that stuff. So
okay, I just Connecticut politician.
If you looked him up, yeah, but he's also been at the national level many times too. But he's from Connecticut, so he comes up, and he's an older guy. He walks up, and so as he walks up, they're walking right to Chaz. Those guys don't know who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just a guy in a nightgown with a microphone as they walk up the stage, and I just go. He's like, "Hello," and I go, "What up, Bloom Dog?" Like on the microphone. He goes, nice. And I was like, nice. Attorney General like being called Bloom Dog. Okay. But the best part was the governor of Connecticut, Ned Lamont, comes up and they ask him and they go, hey, it's like we have a guy who can make up a Christmas song about you real quick. What he's like, what kind of music to put you in the mood? And he goes, Bob Marley. So everyone's like, what? And I go, then legalize weed, bro. And he goes, we're working on it. He turns like right away. So it was very funny. Just said that. So the guy starts playing that thing and singing it, whatever, to him. And so as the TV break happens, we go to because they were also like simulcasting on Channel 3 News because the weather guy was there for some of it. So I was also on TV a little bit dressed like that. But anyway, I go to the back where they have coffee and stuff. And as walking next to me, I don't notice, is the Secret Service for the governor and then Ned Lamont. And we're walking that way. So I feel like a hand on my back. So a lot of fans were just grabbing people and they're drunk. So I was like, I didn't turn mad. I just turned, but it's Ned Lamont. And he goes, and remember, we're in a furniture store. He looks at me and he goes, good job up there. I go, you too. And he just goes, what'd you sleep here? Look at you. And I go, I'm so happy I didn't vote for you. He goes, you're funny. I was talking shit with the governor in the back for a nightgown.
Awesome.
In a furniture store. It was like a game of Clue. Like, what the fuck was happening? But it was a really cool thing. At the end, they actually let me go into the crowd for the last like half hour with a microphone and kicked it to me. They go find like 3 people. And I think I've talked about this guy before, but there was a guy who does Frank's Bringers named Ed Seward. He's an old little weird guy. He talks like this. He's like, everyone thinks he's retarded or had a stroke, but no one knows what's wrong with him. But he's been doing open mics for like 10 years and he never finished a joke. He happened to be there just to because he listens to Chaz and AJ. So I go, Ed, come here. You're gonna be on the radio. He goes, okay, Pat. Like, he knows what to do. He just sits in the wall. Then there's this drunk woman and she goes, I go, hey, you want to be on the radio? She goes, I won Metallica tickets from you guys and it saved my life. Like, okay, you're next. You go right
you're
there.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. You stand right there. So and I was like looking for a third. So they kick it to me. They can't, the crowd's so big and they're on stage and I'm in the audience. They can't see me. So they can't see who I'm with. So I go, all right. I go, Pat, you got anybody? I go, what's your name? What are you grateful for? And so Ed Seward goes, I'm Ed, and I like Chaz and AJ, and I like listening to music, and I'm happy I'm here, and this is great. Chaz and AJ is the best. They're the greatest. I pull the mic away, and Chaz just goes, so I guess everyone's still drinking. I go, yeah, hard, real hard. You're not allowed to drive, sir. So I pull the microphone away. I go, lady, what are you thankful for? And she goes, I won tickets to Metallica, and it changed my life. My world is better now that I won tickets to Metallica. This is so great. And I grab the mic and I go, hey, Chaz, I know you guys can't see her, but she's not as ugly as you would think she is. The whole place dies. And she just like looks at me, okay. And walking by me, they're at the radio station, the afternoon radio disc jockey, Mike Lapatino, known as Lappy. He's like the legend. He's the guy who's been doing 30 freaking years.
Stay away from Lappy. You don't want to learn how he got that nickname.
Oh, believe me, I think I've told the story, but the reason why I got on Chaz in the first place, he's the one I roasted and talked about him having the not appearing in court for sexual offenses. So I know him from that, and that's really it. But I see him walking by me. He's not part of this thing, but everyone from all the stations is there. But he's kind of like incognito a little bit because all the fans would go nuts for him. So he's kind of like hat on, glasses, kind of walking by.
Hey,
so as
I think it's Lappy. We're going to give Metallica tickets to anybody who gets a picture with Lappy.
Well, better. I just went, oh, we got one more, Chaz. I go, hey, son, what's your name and what are you thankful for? I threw the mic right in his face, and he just kind of smiles at me and grabs it and goes, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful that I'm Mike Lapatino. And the whole place is like losing their mind. And Chaz is like, whoa, you can see his face, like, what the heck? And he's like, I'm thankful for all this great thing. And he goes right into super radio form because he knows what he's doing.
He cut a promo.
He goes, and I guess the only question I have is, who the hell is this guy? And like points to me, kind of making fun of me because I just know who I am. So without missing a beat, I just go, your replacement, you relic. And the whole place goes nuts. So I walk back up. So we do the whole show. Everyone, thanks me, Chaz. Everybody from the station, Chaz especially, and AJ both like, dude, it was awesome what you did. Thank you so much. He messages me over the weekend. He's like, I was going over the tapes. And we saw some stuff. He's like, you were so great, but the best line ever is you telling Lappy that you're his replacement. That was incredible. So I thought that was really cool. And then so he's like, just you fit that. We should have done it every hour. I didn't realize how good you'd be with the people out there. We should have done that. So I did the thing that Pat Oates always does that messes everything up. I did the thing I always do. Like you do it too, Bobby, where we feel like maybe we should be getting something a little more and we shouldn't say anything, but we do a thing, our move. So all I said was in the message, I said, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's almost like you guys should hire me. I should be the third mic all the time. Ha ha ha. Thanks very much for the opportunity. Right away, he messages back and just says, let's have lunch soon. I don't know what that means. I don't know. It could just mean, hey, maybe he wants to break up and he's being nice. But whatever. It was awesome to be part of all that stuff. It was really cool.
It's cool that he didn't respond to LOL exclamation point or something.
I thought it'd be no response at all. I was kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's been mentioned, to listeners and everybody, they can't say anything. But so I'm on this Friday because this Friday is the last show of the year before they go on vacation for the holidays. So he messaged me yesterday and goes, you want to come on Friday all morning? I'm like, sure. So,
hi, we have a caller, Pat. He says he knows you. Yeah, it's Bobby. If you guys don't hire Pat as third mic, I'm going to kill myself. It's going to be blood on your hands, Chaz and AJ. I got a gun. I'm not even playing around.
Yeah. And they'll be like, and if you know where this guy's going to kill himself, you can win docking tickets. That's all they would do. They'd make a contest out of it and not care that you died.
You want docking tickets? Come to 20.
I don't even know if Docking's still touring. I have no idea.
I'd recommend New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Probably after I get home from the Tim Lovett show.
I was like, yeah, I'm about to say in what town, but I also couldn't remember what town we're in.
Dude, I gave
Florence, Massachusetts. That's it.
I gave a plug on Morning today because they're doing pre-tapes. And it was just like, if you're in Florence, Massachusetts, once you get done asking yourself, why the fuck I'm in Florence, Massachusetts?
You can come see us.
It was the least enthusiastic.
But I said I was hobnobbing with all these Connecticut politicians. Also, the band NRBQ, which, by the way, I didn't do this joke on the air, but I did it to my general manager and a couple people off air. And they laughed because the guy who was like one of those lead singers and keyboard player for NRBQ, dude, he was the pale. Usually, if you make a movie, like a horror movie where someone's dead and they have to be that gray color, he was that color. Like it was in his, he had like the Beatles hair, like the Monkeys hair kind of, but it was gray. And he's playing the keyboards, and everyone's going. I hear all the old people going, "Oh, they all look so great." And I'm like, "They look great." So I walked by, and I have a live mic. So I wasn't even thinking. Like, I hope it's not on. But somebody goes, do you see them? And they look tough. I go, if you were gonna make a meme that said, it's like, if you might look bad, but you'll never look keyboardist for the NRBQ bad. But like some of their people heard me, and the guy goes, "That's freaking hilarious." I'm sorry, like, my bad. But here I am talking shit. I'm wearing pajamas in a furniture store talking shit.
I did that. I wore pajamas to Dick's. Did I tell you this?
No.
I had to do a training, so I just stopped in one day. Like I had to drop a car off, so I literally just wore pajamas and a drug rug top, and walked in, and I was in the back doing training. And the head manager, Laura, who's been really good to me, came in and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, that training? And she was like, oh, all right. Because I thought you were going to try to work looking like a goddamn meth head. It's like I was going to let you, but I was just going to give you a talk about we dress
Yes.
more professionally.
Yes. Make sure you're using meth that we sell here at Dick's.
Yeah, exactly. I got onto the train. My mom was like, you have to forgive. Like, you have to learn to let things go. And I had to be like, hey, Mom, I'm 30. You've known me all 30 of those years. Have I ever let anything go? And she was like, no. I was like, most people wake up and they do this thing called gratitudes. Do you do that, Spat?
No.
No.
I know of it.
But
I don't do it myself.
All right, so you're familiar with the idea. People wake up and they're like, this is what I'm thankful for, and they go through a whole list. I wake up
and if you're a real piece of shit, you do it at night too.
Yeah.
I've met them. They're like, I better double down.
Jesus. I wake up and go, this is my list of people who I have to shove it down their fucking throat today. My mom was like, who's on that list? And I was like, number one's Debbie Reynolds, and that was the manager before Laura.
Oh, that's also an actress from like a long time ago.
Yeah, same personality. Same amount of Xanax use.
Yeah, I think her granddaughter was Jessie on the Disney Channel.
Really?
Yep.
This Debbie had a daughter, too, who I was going to try to bang as revenge.
Jessie from Disney
No,
Channel?
it wasn't Jessie, unfortunately.
Oh.
She looked like this Debbie, who looked like a puppy dog.
Like Little Debbie.
Yeah. Now you're picking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
She would say things like, Bobby, stop saying things are bad. And I'd be like, things aren't good.
Yeah. Not good, ho-ho.
I've told this on here before, but Pat Flash, who's been on here a couple of times, got into it with her once. And the district manager had instituted a employee of the month box. So I got everybody in the store to stuff the box with Pat for putting Debbie in her place, or Pat for telling, and like then we didn't have that award anymore, and we also didn't have Debbie. Anyway, that's my tangent.
Speaking of awards, watch this segue, right? So Sunday, I was doing a show at Comics at Mohegan Sun, and it was snowing a little bit on Sunday. So not the biggest crowd, like 50, 60 people, whatever. It was a decent turnout for the show, whatever. But because of that, because of the way the show was, I'm going to run a lot of my material, but I was like, let's be loose. I'm going to do some crowd work because not be a dick, just kind of like get to know people, whatever, because everyone else is doing their thing. There's 4 people sitting like in the second row. They could tell they're all related. There's a guy, you could tell it's like grandmother, mother, daughter. You know what I mean? But like all older in their age, they look alike. But they're all wearing pins with someone's face on it. Now, I can't really see it from what it is. So Hitler. In my head,
they're all wearing Hitler pins.
Well, as I start to do crowd work, I'm like, without thinking at first, I'm like, oh, hey, why are you guys all wearing pins? And as I'm saying that, I'm going, oh, don't be dead. Don't be dead. Like, all my thought is watch it be like, oh, this was our daughter. She died of the disease. And now you just did crowd work about it. And I'm like, they're like, oh. And right away here, the accent, they're like, oh, well, that's our daughter. And she's Miss Louisiana. And I didn't realize they're having the Miss, one of them. Not, I think, Miss America or Miss USA, whichever was the one Trump doesn't do, was at the casino. And I know that because I started to go. So they're all here. So we're wearing the pin to support her. And I go, what? And I go, wait, you're the mom? Yeah. And the girl next to her, I go, you're the sister? I go, oh, how's that feel knowing the DNA could have made Miss Louisiana and it also made you? Like, that's crazy. Like, you could have been hot. Like, you were so close. She's like, well, I'm not bad. I'm like, no, you're like a hot lunch lady. Like your sister's Miss Louisiana. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's nuts. So I go, wait, what's her talent? And then the grandmother goes to speak. And then like the mother kind of like, stop. Nope, don't say it. And I go, oh, now you got to say it. What is it? What is it? And she goes, she's a clog dancer. I go, what? She's a clog dancer from Louisiana. She's hot. What? Are there videos out there? Does she have an OnlyFans? Because that sounds like something she'll need soon. And they're all laughing. And I was like, who taught her how to clog? Grandma? She goes, yep, I did. She goes, I go, are you like known in your land as a good clog dancer? And she goes, I'm like, yep, I'm one of the best known clog. I go, this is fucking great. Grandma, will you teach me how to clog? She goes, you want me to? I will. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. So cool. We're going back and forth. And they go, wait, so Dad, you just banged into this? So, yep, that's me. I just got in. And he starts talking like Boomhauer. He is goes. I went, oh boy, hold on. I put the mic closer, and the mother's like, "Stop!" I go, "No, no, no. People need to hear this Creole
People need
magic
this.
this guy is doing right now." I go, what are you speaking?" He's like, "Yep, yep." I was like, "All right, whatever." And I go, "Can I get a pin?" And they're like, "No." And then the father, as I'm saying that, he's taking his out to give to me, and they're like, "Don't give it to him." I go, "Why?" "Well, because I'm going to jerk off on it." I go, "I can find her on the internet. Who the fuck's from Louisiana, clog dances, and is in Miss America?" And I go, "Wait, is Trump up there? Is Trump? Oh, Trump's gonna grab her pussy. He's gonna grab her pussy. That's crazy. Your daughter's pussy." She's like, "Trump's not in this one. Trump's in the Miss America. This is the Miss USA." I go, "You just said the same thing twice, dummy. You don't even know what the countries are. That's the same country both times." And the crowd's laughing at it. They're having fun with it, whatever. And I go, "So wait, who hosts yours? Weinstein?" And then they all got mad. I go, "Or is Bill Cosby the host of yours?" He's like, "What's your talent? Pass it out." So they're laughing at that. We move on. We do whatever. I do callbacks with it once in a while. When the show's over, they come walking up to me like, "You were great." And they go, "By the way, here you go." And I got a pin, baby.
Hell yeah.
Miss Louisiana. So if you're going to vote, hell how you vote. Gracie, baby. That's her. I got her pin.
I'm
So
Team
big
Gracie.
weekend for me.
Yeah, man. You met your future wife.
No, and a lady walked out and I was wearing it, and she goes, "You're so old. You don't know her age. You might be a pedophile." I go, "Well, that's the kid you go to jail for, Miss USA."
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you're like, you know what?
Right before they beat you to death because you're a pedophile in prison, you go, wait. Does it make a difference if it was Miss USA? And they go, all right. At least you was the A game.
I did call the sister. I said, "Your sister's Miss Louisiana, and you're missing out on the DNA." It's like, she's like, "Good one." All right. They weren't bad looking. I mean, she's not a treat. Her nose is kind of messed up, but whatever. For Louisiana clog dancing, that's hot.
Now, is it like German clog dancing?
It was hard to get details out of these bumpkins. So like I was like, "How do you?" I go, "Are you guys like the Michael Flatley's family of Lord of the Dance? What, like of Louisiana?" And they're like, "Yeah, like that."
Jesus Christ. I went to a buddy went to William and Mary, so another friend from high school and I went and visited him one weekend. We had to go see his girlfriend, now wife's family, at their Oktoberfest. And I'm like, that sounds fun. Beer, brats, what more do you want? Then we find out that my friend's girlfriend, father, and mother dance traditional German dance in Lederhosen.
Yeah, the Lederhosen.
I'm too hammered to process this. So
were they wearing the Lederhosen?
Oh yeah, Lederhosen and everything. I'm so hammered. I'm leaning over to my buddy Buckley, who's a notorious Jewish member of our group. I'm like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go sing the song, and he's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "So long, farewell."
Well, to say goodbye.
I wanted to Sound of Music my way out of there. But what ended up happening instead of that was I drank 3 steins and got broken up with and cried in front of my adult friends.
Well, that's the better ending than what could have happened to your friend, the Jew, that was there at the German festival.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, if the Germans were doing things like they were then, Jew would have been probably the 5th reason on the list they got to him. He's just annoying.
They would, yeah, but the second he's like, "Put the brat on rye bread," they're like, "All right, get out of here."
Oh, he's not one of those. He's a day walker, as they call him. He blends in.
Nice. Hey, sweet. He fits in well. Nice.
He's the man, though. All right,
yeah, but that show went fine. I also had a show on Thursday at the City's team, and that was fine, whatever. But it was just a fun running around eventful thing. Good weekend. Nice. But now it's just like, I'm just beat up. I'm old.
Me too.
I
was worried, we sometimes we don't message as much. I'm like, oh boy, did I irritate Pat? And I just knew today it was just the fact that both of us were dead from running like crazy.
I took several. I had one appointment I had to go to at 1:00 till 3:00. Besides that, I just did nothing all day long.
No, like I said, normally I would have worried me, but today I knew. I was like, oh, I saw what he was up to this weekend. He's been busy.
I mean, when you see me not even posting anything, not even promoting shows, I'm just napping.
Yep.
All I did in between too was just like, I also knew I was overtired, so I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna use NyQuil as a way to sleep. So I would just do a bunch of 2-hour naps in between and bang that out, and that was it. I think we did it. I think this is a good Patreon episode.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just catching everybody up on what's going.
Yeah, and then we gotta let people know to come to New Year's Eve in
Yeah,
fucking Florence, or more importantly, the album recording in February. But either one's gonna be good. It'll
they're
be a
both
good
gonna be
time.
great.
So I have links to one, but I'm pretty sure you could just show up and form. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you should. We have the flyers. Bobby and I will be
For
sharing it on our Facebook pages and stuff.
for the New Year's Eve
Well,
one,
New Year's Eve one.
you're gonna want to get your tickets in advance. It comes with a meal and things like that, and there is limited amount. I checked it out today, so make sure you head over to one
You
of our
get dinner
Facebook.
and you get champagne, and it's
Yeah,
$50,
it's a heck of a deal.
which is the most money ever spent in Florence. It's gonna be amazing. You got any shows this weekend?
This weekend, Thursday, the notorious Sabrina Piper got me on a show because I have a car, so we will be somewhere.
I saw
in Staten
she was on Morning.
and the dumping in hot water.
Well, I only saw I follow Morning on Instagram.
Oh, that's a good account to follow. Follow Morning if you guys aren't. It's a fun account. Bill and Joanne are working hard to build something there.
They are, but they also make it very clear that they don't put any logos that say Compound Media on any of the Instagram stuff.
No,
Which
and
I understand.
I think they were actually suggested to build a non-compound audience as well as a compound
Right. No,
audience.
I see what they're doing that. So it's
yeah.
like, but then I saw that Joanna was saying, like, Miss Tits with the smile or whatever your friend's name is. Is that her Instagram name?
Funny comic with tits.
There you go. Tits with a smile. So I'm not off, but whatever.
No, not wrong.
But
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's the thing Bobby likes.
Yeah, that is the thing I like. Funny girls with tits.
Yeah, I was like, that's a Bobby enjoys. Funny things with tits. So that's cool.
Like, why are you in such a good mood today, Bobby? And then I was like, oh, Sabrina was on Morning, the dump, in hot water.
Is she good on those shows?
Today was the best I've ever seen her.
Nice.
Normally what happens is she does Morning, we get too high, and then she gets kind of quiet. But today she was, and then the other time she was like enraged because she had just gotten beat up. So
I also beat up.
yeah, dating comics when it ends, it doesn't end well.
Oh,
then, like,
she came on after a beating?
Yeah, like basically she saw some guy who like was a snake and told him he was a snake, and then he called some Puerto Rican to hit her.
Well, that's what you do.
The best comment I saw today.
You gotta call him in sometimes.
She said she got punched 5 times, and one of the fans was like, 5 times? Jesus Christ, Sabrina! After 3, put your goddamn hands up.
Yeah, but that's Puerto Rico. That's all the bling, all the rings. You can't see because all the shine happening.
Oh boy,
Puerto Rican
I never
5.
thought of it that way. Is that why Danny's so good?
Yeah, Puerto Rican 5 is like a white person 3. You know what I mean? It really is.
Blinded by the light.
Revved up like a douche or whatever the fuck that word is.
Come on, that's just a rumor from last night.
Yes, douche rev up. But what do I got? I got I don't give a fuck. What do I have? Thursday I'm at comics. Saturday I'm at a VFW in East Hampton, Connecticut, with Avery Quinn. Avery will be there with me, so that'll be fun to see him.
Boy, hide your kids, hide your wife.
No kids or wives are at the VFW, so we'll be fine. And then you can listen to me on Chaz and AJ this Friday from 5:30 to 10. So, boom. There we did it. Soap City Hot Sauce, they're great. Go visit them, soapcityhotsauce.com, subscribe to things and stuff, whatever. And Bobby.
If you can't beat them, no.
If you can't beat them, then you're that girl with the tits because she gets beat up by Puerto Ricans.
But if you can't join them, beat them. And don't be a piece of shit.
Or call a Puerto Rican.
Safe.